Hi, I'm Teacher Johanny, and let us begin our online math class. Our lesson for today is how to find the square root or cube root of variable expressions and numbers. These lessons prepare new secondary math students for a major topic in both algebra and geometry, known as factoring. To achieve mastery in factoring, the only skills you almost only need to learn seriously are finding the square root of any given variable expression, finding the cube root of any given variable expression, and finding the square root or cube root of common perfect square and cube numbers. Let us find the square root of a variable expression. But first, we need to learn to identify how a square looks like. A variable expression is a square if its exponent is positive and a multiple of two number. Exponents of the likes of 2, 4, 6, 8 indicates that the variable is a square. Given a square variable expression x squared, what is the square root of x squared? You're right, it's x. To get the square root of a variable expression, simply divide the exponent by the magic number 2, the exponent divisor for square root. Thus, x squared divided by 2 equals x to the first. But since we do not usually write the exponent, if the exponent is 1, then we only need to write x instead of x to the first. Therefore, x squared is a square and x is its square root. Given the variable expression a to the 6, b to the 8, what is its square root? Divide the exponent 6 by 2 and it shall give us a to the third. Next, divide the exponent 8 by 2 and it shall give us b to the fourth. Therefore, if a to the 6, b to the 8 is a square, its square root is a to the third, b to the fourth. Now, let us find the cube root of a variable expression. First, you need to learn how to identify what a cube is. A variable expression is a cube if its exponent is positive and a multiple of 3 number. Exponents of the likes of 3, 6, 9, 12 indicates that the variable expression is a cube. Given cube x to the third, what is its cube root? You're right. The answer will be x. To find the cube root of a variable expression, simply divide its exponent by the magic number 3, the exponent divisor for the cube root, as in x to the third divided by 3. Thus, we shall have x to the first, or x. Next, given a cube m to the 6, find its cube root. Divide the exponent 6 by 3, such as in m to the 6 divided by 3, and what shall we have? You're right, it's m squared. Let's have another one. Given a cube expression p to the 9th, q to the 12th, what is its cube root? Just divide the exponent of p to the 9th by 3, and what shall we have? Right, it's p to the third. Next, divide the exponent of q to the 12th by 3, and what shall we get? Right again, that will be q to the 4th. Therefore, given a cube expression p to the 9th q to the 12th, its cube root will be p to the 3rd q to the 4th. This time, let us find the square root of a number. To get the square root of a number, the easiest method is to use a table of squares and square roots. What is the square root of the square number 4? You're right. The table tells us that the square root of 4 is 2. A square root is a number which, when multiplied by itself, like 2 times 2, will result to its original square, which is 4. A square can also be written as its square root 2 raised to the 2nd power. What is the square root of the square number 25? That's right. The table indicates that the square root of 25 is 5. Five multiplied by 5 results back into its square, which is 25. It can also be expressed as the square root 5 raised to a square or 2nd power. Now, to find the square root of a number, it will also be helpful to memorize some commonly used square numbers together with their respective square roots. Lastly, you will learn how to find the cube root of a number. To find the cube root of a number, again, the easiest method is to use the table of cubes and cube roots. Given a cube, which is 8, what is the cube root of 8? According to the table, the cube root of 8 is 2. A cube root is a number which, when used 3 times as factor in multiplication, will give the cube of the number. Therefore, the cube root of 8 is 2, since 2 times 2 times 2 will give its cube, which is the number 8 in our example. The cube 8 can also be expressed as its cube root 2 raised to the 3rd power, as in 2 to the 3rd in this example. Next, given a cube which is the number 27, what is the cube root of 27? Our table shows that the cube root of 27 is the number 3. Using the number 3 as factor 3 times in multiplication, such as 3 times 3 times 3 gives us the number 27, which is a cube when the cube root is 3. The cube 27 can also be expressed as its cube root 3 raised to the third power. Now let's get to our final example. Given the number cube, which is 1, what will be its cube root? Our table shows that the cube root of 1 is also the number 1. That is because when 1 is used as factor 3 times in multiplication, such as 1 times 1 times 1, it shall give us the number cube 1. Therefore, the cube root of 1 will also be 1. Cube 1 can also be expressed as cube root 1 raised to the third power. Of course, it will do you a lot of help if you are able to memorize some commonly used cube numbers together with their cube roots. There you have it. You just learned how to find the square root and the cube root of variable expressions, as well as the square root and the cube root of numbers. The lessons we just had are preparatory lessons for a much bigger topic in math known as factoring. Thank you for watching. I'm Teacher Johanny. Don't forget to like this video. And if you're new to this channel, just click the subscribe button and tap the bell button to get timely notifications so you won't be missing out future lessons.